So for the first time in American history, Moody's has downgraded our credit rating from AAA to AA1. And Republicans seem to not give a shit at all. If this were the Biden administration, they would be yelling from the rooftops that the economy is done, that any minute now we're going to be in a depression and we're going to be standing in soup lines. But they don't give a shit. And here's a couple of reasons why. They know that lying works. They're just going to lie and say, this is the fault of the Democrats. This is the fault of the Biden administration. Even though Moody's cited that if Republicans pass through another bill that extends Donald Trump's tax cuts from 2017, we're going to add $4 trillion of debt to our economy. And that is one of the reasons, one of the biggest reasons why they're downgrading our credit rating. But they don't give a shit. And they're actually saying it. Listen to Scott Bessent.
And if we go back to your initial question on the Moody's downgrades, who cares? Qatar doesn't, Saudi doesn't, UAE doesn't. They're all pushing money in. They've made 10-year investment plans. So this administration, we're doing peace deals, trade deals, and tax deals.
And again, the reason why he says who cares is because they know they'll just lie about it. Think about it for a second. These people allowed Donald Trump to tell them that kids are going to school and getting sex change operations. And they said, if Donald Trump said it, it must be true. They allowed him to tell them that people were eating people's pets in Springfield, Ohio. And they said, if Donald Trump said it, it must be true. They allowed this guy to tell people that kids are in schools peeing in kitty litter boxes because they're identifying as cats. And they said, if Donald Trump said it, it must be true. So of course, if they say this is the fault of the Biden administration, even though Moody's is citing the things that Donald Trump is doing as the reasons why they're lowering our credit rating, these people will believe it. And they'll just say, if Donald Trump said it, it must be true. And these people are dumb. They don't care if they end up in a soup line. They know these tax cuts are not going to do a goddamn thing for them. Republicans know it. I mean, listen to this nugget of information Congressman Boyle gives us.
You will hear throughout this debate, as we heard often over the course of the long markups of this week, Republican after Republican members say they must pass this bill, otherwise the tax cuts won't be extended for the American people. That's a disingenuous argument. And Democrats in the Ways and Means Committee proved it. Here's what I mean. Over the course of an 18-hour debate, a markup that began early afternoon and lasted until 8 a.m. the following morning, this side of the aisle offered amendment after amendment to protect the tax cuts for every single American making less than $1 billion. Do you know those who make $1 billion a year or more are less than 0.001% of the American people? Every Democrat voted for that amendment. Every Democrat voted to protect the tax cuts for at least 99.999% of the American people. And every Republican voted against it.
So when given the opportunity to show these poor dumbass MAGAs that they give a damn about them, Republicans said, hell nah, we want tax cuts for billionaires, not those dumb motherfuckers who voted for us. MAGAs, you guys are serious gluttons for punishment, the fact that you guys keep falling for this shit. And so here's what they're going to do. They're either going to lie to you and tell you that this was Joe Biden's fault, or just tell you, who gives a damn? You guys love us. We don't give a shit. You shouldn't give a shit. We've never done anything for you. Why would we start now? The Republican Party is a joke, and MAGAs are the punchline. Period.
Don't want no enemies or ops. Envy in their heart, I tell them stop. Vacation on the yacht.